even though it's loosely based on my experiences, I didn't want it to be all about Middle Eastern culture, because it wasn't like that for me growing up in Western Sydney. We were very multicultural, and we sort of had friends from all different nationalities, and I always wanted to make it so like, yeah, get a glimpse of this world and that world. And
this is a really great way to introduce Western Sydney.
True.
Also the different cultures, and every culture has another layer. So at the end of the day, Streets of Colour comes out and it's this layered story with different colours, different nationalities, different flavours, different way of speaking. I think that makes it really exciting and entertaining.
Yep, and you just summed up the title, Streets of Colour, for those who didn't know. It's all the layers, it's all the cultures, all the religions, and it covers all the skin types and nationalities and languages, everything. That's what Streets of Colour represents.
The gush of wind, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Because we had, the script says this and this happens, and then there's a big gush of wind, and then this and this happens again.
Yep.
And how are we going to make a gush of wind? We don't have millions of dollars, or we don't have like a blowing machine or anything. So I don't know what we were going to do anyway. But as it happens in the script, it says gush of wind. At that moment, there was a real gush of wind out of nowhere. It wasn't a windy day.
Yes, exactly. Just
the trees rattle, the windows.
It just added exactly, and everyone's looking at the script. Everyone's preparing for that scene that day. And it says a gust of wind happens, and and then this massive gust of wind just happened, and it was just out of this world. And it's, if you want to believe that other worldly things were at play, that's one of the scenes that took place, and there was multiple scenes actually that happened.
There was a few things.
There was actually another day where a gust of wind happened. Not that it was written in the script, but it was always adding to the spiritual aspect of the film as well. So that was quite interesting.
Yeah, because we were always driven by the knowing that we have to make this film. The story needs to be told. And when you have little things like that happen, it's sort of just, you're on the right track. You're doing what you're meant to be doing. This film took you on quite a journey. I had lots of moments of laughter, lots of moments of crying. So my favorite funny scenes were in the beginning when the boys in the car smoking and being silly boys.
Being boys, yeah.
The thug guys, Ardell and the boys. Yeah. They're funny, bantering and comments quite hilarious. But the scenes that really brought tears to my eyes were Tez knocking on the door, finding his son. At that time, I didn't even have children. Now I have a child. Now it's even worse.
Emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. The church scene, definitely, with the little boy and his mom. Even, again, now I have children, it's even more significant to me. But just the performance of it, the way it looked, the emotion, how it fits into the story, it's just really beautiful.
The scene is so emotional because of like the mother and son, and it's my son playing Rahel's character Tez as a flashback, and he sees himself as a little kid, and he remembers this memory of something really important that his mum told him. And I think that's what I was trying to create was, you're an adult now and you've gone through stuff and you've gone through adversities like Tez has in the story, that you remember that one moment that when you had a conversation with your mum and she told you something like, remember to do this, or if I'm not around, I want you to do this, and that's why it's so emotional. And it's like, it reminds me of when my mum would tell me things, and I just thought, I think a lot of people could connect to their mum, and when they're a kid, telling them something that's going to help them in life later on. I guess that's why it's so emotional. And there's this one moment which wasn't planned, actually. It was spur of the moment, inspired by everything that we were doing. And like you said, it looked all nice, and the lights inside this beautiful church. And beautiful moment where the mother looks at her child, and the one look just is so emotional. And it's just, if you were to put words into a character's reactions, it's like, how a picture paints 1,000 words. This reaction paints 1,000 words, and such a beautiful performance by Olga and by my son Xavier too. And it's probably my favorite scene, and not because my son's in it, but because of that moment between mother and child. Yeah.
We've been working on this a long time. When was it? When did we start writing this film?
So it took between 2016 to 2019. Just writing the script. It was 12 or 13 drafts. In that time, we were workshopping it. Yolandi would send me her notes and tell me what she liked and what she didn't like, and got a few close friends to read it as well. And we just kept revising, and that's why it took so long, because also we're working full time and doing this part-time and always multitasking. So it's a good 3 years just to write the screenplay, to get it to where it was. And we even still, we still did revisions, I guess, whilst workshopping after the 3 years. And the script is never locked. For me, it's always ongoing, it's evolving. And that happened on set. You know, we would, even before set, we were rehearsing with the actors, and things would come out of the workshops, which I always love to do workshops, because then things just evolve so much better than you could write on a page. And even on the day, you know, we'd be rehearsing before camera was rolling, and you know, we'd come up with all these great ideas, and then we're like, yeah, let's change that, let's cut this doesn't work anymore. And so the script kept evolving even into post-production, where we would edit the script by editing out scenes and cutting things out. And yeah, so it's a good 3 years and beyond to have the screenplay shape the film that you're gonna see.
Our development and our pre-production,
So yeah,
we were just always working on all aspects as we went.
yeah. And I actually remember spending the whole of 2018 and part of 2019 actually casting the film, because I went back and I seen some emails and I was like, wow, we were casting this film in 2018. And I remember searching for all the best actors. It took me a good 12 months to find everyone that you see up here. So it wasn't easy to find diverse actors who were so talented and inhabited these roles. So I wanted to make sure that we spent a good time, actually searching for these people.
But, it was a lot of fun making this film. It was hard because we don't
Long hours.
Long hours. We don't have a big budget. We had to wheel and deal. Everyone had to do multiple roles.
But we did it.
Yeah, and it was so much fun. Like, in hindsight,
It's all about actually coming out on the other end and having that hope and having those people who, like, when you have people come across your life and they might say one thing and it sticks with you for the rest of your life. And that's what I think Streets of Colour is. It's a lot of people who come into Tez's life, mainly one character who I won't mention who he is until you see the film, who comes into your life and says something to you and puts you on the right track. And all of a sudden your life is changed just from that one person who happened to be your next door neighbor or whatever it is. And all of a sudden you've just come out the other end of, being in a low socioeconomic area. You may have gone through drugs, struggles, abuse, whatever it is that people sort of are challenged with. I feel like the film will give you hope that you can succeed through any area. And this story can really take place anywhere.
And having that person, like you said, having someone or multiple people in your life and taking that on and accepting that help is, I think, a big thing as well.
Yeah, definitely.